Nice and rainy today. There was a little bit of thunder earlier, but I haven't seen that lately. But yeah, I guess I shouldn't stay out here too long because it's raining pretty hard. Oh, just heard some. There it is, thunder time. But yeah, I'm just walking around my little neighborhood because it's just nice. It's just kind of fun to walk in the rain. And this is just kind of cool because I'm also just in a t-shirt. Like, this is the kind of weather that was super duper rare in East Coast Canada, but I have really like fond memories of big heavy rainstorms, but where it's also warm out. It's literally like walking through a bit of a shower, you know? It's just kind of, it's the most comfortable you can be walking through the rain. But the more I'm looking around, I guess, yeah, like my shoulders are getting wet. It's actually coming down. It was coming down straight before. Now it's coming down a little sideways. Yeah, this is probably a bad idea. Into an awning. But still nice. Yeah, so probably not much to report on today. I'll just take this little stroll and then just stay inside today. But I made kind of a breakthrough with the money, which if you're just a more, someone who uses, I know it's all very basic math, but just uses math more in your day-to-day. All of this probably seems super obvious and like ridiculous that it took me a few days to get to this point. But yeah, I just can't remember the last time I really did mental math, like math in my mind. I always just use a phone and a calculator. But even just for low-level calculations, I still basically like count on my fingers just to make sure I don't fuck it up. So like, for example, so I realized that what I need to do here is I need to ignore the dollar thing. That thing is fucking me up, just that they call it a dollar and they use the dollar sign. Never mind that, the yen sign didn't fuck me up, the won sign didn't fuck me up. There, outside of the awning, back into the rain. Just pretend it's a different symbol. That'll help. Nothing is $311 when you go to McDonald's. That's just not true. That's not really how it is. And then I realized the little one coin, the one, quote unquote, the $1 coin, it's basically a penny. But in Canadian terms, it's basically 4 pennies. So, that's all. I just realized I just need to think of these as pennies. Essentially the same as in Japan, just move the decimal place over 2 spots, and then multiply by 4. But this is what I mean about counting on my hands. Like, so if something costs $30, I need to think of it as 30 cents, and then I need to multiply it by 4. Obviously 3 by 4 is just 12, but I still do that on my fingers just to be sure. I always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and just count it off on 4 fingers. Just because why not? Even if it's a very easy calculation, I just prefer to make totally sure that I did it right rather than trust my mental math. I suppose computers have probably goofed up a lot of stuff as far as like spelling and, math and whatever, of just not doing it in your mind anymore. But yeah, I've fallen victim to that for sure. But that's a good baseline. And then in reality, it's actually a little off. It's like not quite. The 1 cent actually comes to a bit more than 4 cents. So by the time you get it up to, the McDonald's amounts, the 311. So just think of that as $3, multiply it by 4. It's about $12, but in reality, it's a 13. It's a little over 13. And I think that's probably as high up as it's gonna go, I don't think I'll be buying anything that costs an extra decimal point over. I guess maybe the vitamins I bought the other day, but I already bought them, so that's all covered. So yeah, $311 at McDonald's. That's really $3.11. Multiply it by 4, add a little touch to it. 13 something, I can do that, probably. just so I have some sense on the fly, because it was just so weird how much I was floundering. I'm just like, I just honestly cannot figure out for the life of me what anything costs. I was making it way too hard, way too complicated. Pretend it's pennies times 4, biggity bam. So I'm learning, I'm slowly learning. I did go back to McDonald's today. I got another squid burger. And I actually paid proper. I paid the proper amount. Or I bought a bottle of water last night and just paid for it with coins. It's starting to come together, but yeah, no question, it was a lot easier in Japan and South Korea. Anyway, this rain really is a little on the hard side, and it's not stopping anytime soon, but it is sending the temperature down. I think the little temperature reader in my room was only at 32, and then it went down to 31. Last night it never did drop below 30. But who knows, man? Maybe I'll even get down to 29 tonight. I'll be living like a king. I'll be living like a fucking king. But anyway, that's all for today. Let's fade out with some rain. Some pitter-patter of rain on an umbrella. Oh, well, here's a little something. I just stopped in a 7-Eleven before I went back to my Airbnb because I just wanted to grab a little can of coffee just for the morning. If I get up in the morning and I do some computer stuff, just nice to have a little coffee at the ready. But as I've been discovering, there's not a ton of coffee in Taiwan. It's not a huge thing. So instead, I got chocolate milk tea. Wait, is that what it's called? Yeah, that's exactly what it's called, chocolate milk tea. I think it's actually a 7-Eleven branded thing. So I can't tell you what it's like yet. I won't have it till the morning. But that's kind of neat because it's essentially, you know, I like them poor man's mochas, you know, that are just chocolate milk with some coffee in it. And this is essentially that, except the tea version. Yeah, there's just way, way, way more tea options around here. So I'm starting to think maybe I should just go in that direction. Why fight it? If tea is the name of the game, then why not? Oh, I also noticed at McDonald's today, I was saying last episode that, you know, I got stiffed a latte. That there was a mistake on my order and I didn't get a latte, I just got a normal coffee. But I actually kind of realized McDonald's lattes here are actually terrible. They make like real lattes in other McDonald's in other parts of the world, but again, this is not Coffee Town. So yeah, the latte is only, well, I guess I can use my math. I think it's less than $1 to upgrade to a latte, and it's not a real latte. It's just basically a coffee with milk in it. But yeah, perhaps it is time for tea. I got nothing against tea. Tea's pretty good. What's the difference? I mean, I'm just drinking this stuff as medicine anyway. But the other thing is the little button that you press to see if you win. It's like the little button on the screen at the 7-Eleven. It's like a little slot machine thing. And I was like, oh yeah, right, just, you know, hit one of the buttons. Because again, there's 4 buttons. I don't know if it matters which one you press. I think I saw some lady trying to play it like a game, but I don't know if that's even a thing. Oh, a little bit of lightning. There's some lightning that just went by overhead. But anyway, I got a deal. Instead of 98 new Taiwan dollars, it went down to 85, and I got better coins back. Instead of a couple pennies, I got a dime and a nickel. Because yeah, with my math discoveries, I realized the 10-cent ones, they're not 10 cents, they're like almost 50 cents each. And then the 50-cent ones, I mean, they're like a super toonie. You know, in Canada we have the toonie, the $2 coin. The 50-cent pieces here are a little bit more than that even. Just a touch more, I guess. I guess I wouldn't call it a super toonie. It's basically just a toonie. Oh, I haven't heard this song in a while.
At home, at work, in the car, or even in an elevator.
even that, just to hear like a radio station ID. I guess we still have that in Canada, but I can't remember the last time I listened to the radio. The last time I listened to it regularly was when I worked at a porn store in Vancouver, but it was right as I was discovering podcasting in like 2005. Oh shit. Classic. What even is this fucking restaurant? Some kind of diner. But anyway, just yammering in the rain. Fucking, that's all I wanted to say is chocolate milk tea. And yeah, the little win a discount game at 7-Eleven. I won a discount. Cool. Now I suppose in classic gambler fashion, I'll start to think like, oh, now I'm always expecting I'm gonna win. Or then you think like, oh, it was only a, you know, that order was like $3.50 or something. What if that had been a big order? What if I had gotten a discount on like 20 or 30 bucks worth of shit? But of course, the only way to proceed with any gambling is to not. Just ignore it. If it happens, it happens. Cool. That's all. What the hell is that? Is that thunder? Like, that's been going on long enough that I heard it through my headphones and I thought about how much it's been going on, and then I got up and I got this recorder and then I went to the window and it was still going. Kind of reminds me of back in my hometown on whatever weird random Canadian holidays where they would fire off cannons. That's what that shit sounds like. I assume that's thunder, but I honestly don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is. I've never heard this before. Yeah, I guess it must have been, because it seems like it's moving farther away now. I guess it's like in old movies, you know, where they would make the thunder sound by just waving sheet metal. That's what it sounds like. Or like quiet gunshots. Like, it's a lot quieter than cannons or gunshots, but that's also what it sounds like. I don't know. I mean, it is still 30 degrees. The temperature hasn't gone down any, even though it's dark out now. It is super humid. It's been raining really hard. I guess this is just crazy ass weather that just doesn't happen in Canada, but this is so weird. Like, it's just so weird that I can't for sure identify that that's just nature making that noise, because that's just not how shit sounds in Canada, man. And just the consistency of it, that it just keeps going. I guess rolling thunder, right? I guess that's where that term comes from. It just keeps on fucking rolling. That's crazy. I kind of want to go outside, but I don't know what I would see. Just go outside and get hit by a lightning bolt? It's probably better to stay inside, but because all I can see from my window is the building next to me. Really, I can't really see anything, which is good, I think, for helping to keep the room a little cool. There's not a lot of direct sunlight that hits my window. But yeah, I can't see much. I can just see it's a corner of a building and other people's windows. So I'm just hearing it, just imagining. And just like that, maybe it's over. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. Maybe that was fireworks? It just, I don't know. Story of my life, man. I don't know. Oh, feels like a bit of a hot one today. So it's the next day. My little temperature thing in my Airbnb room's up to 32. I think it went up to 33 once, and I think that's as high as it went. But it's still pretty early in the day, so that's worrying. I think I kind of realized too, just coming in the other day, that I think it is worse in here than it is outside. You know, you'd think being outside under direct sun and stuff would be worse, but you know, it's just a weird little Airbnb room in an old building. I think it's trapping the heat. I think even if I do just go out and wander. Shut up, bird. Oh, there you are. Oh, that's kind of cool, even though all I can see outside my window is the building next door. There's a little birdie right there. Yeah, actually maybe going out and just walking isn't the worst. Maybe there's rivers on like 3 of the 4 sides near where I am. Maybe that'd be just as an experiment. Just go try to cross a river. Anyway, to start the day off, I select the 7-Eleven brand. I never really understood that. Like some of the 7-Elevens in Japan are called 7&I Holdings, but they seem to be exactly the same. So that's why I'm pretty sure I Select is just the 7-Eleven brand, even though it doesn't say 7-Eleven. But this is the chocolate milk tea, and I mean, it's just gonna be, you know, tea flavored, probably very sweet, and you know, somewhat chocolatey. It's just gonna be like sweet chocolate tea milk. But I've technically never had this before. I've never even seen it, so let's test it out. Actually doesn't taste like tea at all. It just kind of tastes like watery chocolate milk, kind of like Yoo-hoo or whatever. Yeah, it just tastes like chocolate milk. It's actually a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping there'd be more of a tea kick to it, just to give it something a bit different. Okay, I think I'm there a little bit of tea aftertaste, but it's super subtle. So yeah, just chocolatey sugar water, but hopefully it's got some caffeine in it. Give me a little get up and go. I think I'm gonna do a little computer editing stuff. But yeah, now that I've realized, like, especially this being the land of the awnings, being outside in the breeze and just not being under direct sun the whole time, because I guess that is the thing. I'm still in the mindset of walking around Jeju Island, where I was just exposed to sun all day, every day. Had to buy the big floppy hat, which did not make it with me. The thing, it was only a $5 Daiso hat anyway, but that thing was disgusting by the time I left South Korea. It didn't smell good. Oh yeah, and I broke the strap when I was on Gunsan, and that fucking bug flew into my head. Man, that's a nice thing, that when my mind just kind of drifts back to Jeju Island, man, like, you know, if I think about Seoul, there's like, you know, I don't know, like 10 different places that kind of come to mind. With Busan, there's more. A lot of the beaches are coming to mind with Busan. And Jetchan, you know, here and there. Hiking path near the fucking golf course, stuff like that. But man, when I just idly think about Jeju, man, the amount of places and the variation and the different kinds of stuff, it's fucking crazy. That would be like if I ever got, you know, incarcerated and I'm just finding a way to pass the time or whatever. That would be like a mental exercise I would do, is try to actually remember each stage as I walked around Jeju in order. I don't know why I'm imagining being incarcerated. I could just do it at night when I'm trying to fall asleep. It doesn't have to be like I'm in Shawshank for the rest of my life. But yeah, dude, I built up some motherfucking memories of fucking Jeju Island. No question there. So I'm actually mega close to the river. I never noticed because there's a big wall that I assume is probably, there's like an overpass kind of street connecting to a bridge. I'm kind of in between two bridges. And there's a big wall that maybe is to stop noise or something, although I guess it doesn't really work because there's traffic on both sides of the wall. But because of the wall, I never realized I was by the river. I don't know what the name of the river is. It just says Taipei City and New Taipei City. So, is that the split? Am I in Taipei City and over there is New Taipei City? I don't know. Either way, this doesn't look very approachable on foot. It's kind of pretty though, because yeah, like I haven't really had a lot of good view into the distance from where I am. Like I just see city everywhere I go. So this is the first time I can really see the mountains in the distance, and they're pretty fucking big. This is one of these days where it's quite clear with just nice fluffy Simpsons clouds the direction I'm looking at. But behind me it is ominous, scary rain clouds. Not a huge river, like a medium river. Much, much bigger than your average Japanese river, but much smaller than an enormous Canadian river, for whatever that fucking description is worth. But yeah, I'm not sure if walking is even really, maybe, is that a walkway? Maybe that doesn't look so bad. Oh wait though, the stairway up to the walkway is on the other side of the wall. I think I've trapped myself. I don't think I can even get up to the bridge. Anyway, probably I should be taking transit if I want to go over there. Walking probably doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just passing under the Zhongqing. Damn it. Now it's a new country where I don't know how to pronounce anything. It's Zhongxing Bridge. And there's more bridges and more Taipei off in the distance. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Just getting a bit more of a sense of the place overall. It's quite pretty, and at least at this time of year, it's just become August. The pollution levels were really low, below 50 in the green. River itself kind of muddy. Not the best, not the worst. This is an utterly average river. But what I do think is kind of interesting is that this takes the scooterification of Taipei to a different level, where now I'm splitting off for them a bit, but I'm walking along where there's a little walkway and there's a little road for bicycles, but it's not used very much. There's one bicycle coming toward me, one bicycle behind me. There's one more bicycle person in the far distance, so not that many bicycles. But the other little road on the other side of this river wall is definitely scooters only. It's nothing but scooters. And as you could hear from the sound up to this point, now it's finally I'm moving away from it, Non-stop, constant scooters. Now I'm wondering if the traffic is half scooters estimation. Again, I think maybe I was wrong. I think maybe, because I mean, at this particular part of town, it's 100% scooters. It's a lot of scooters. I don't know, it's just interesting is all. Just because it's something I never heard about before, nor ever experienced, just a land of scooters. And that's just one thing I like about, it's just silly little stuff, but it's so neat to travel, even if it's sort of pedestrian details. But just that I knew nothing. I knew nothing about Taiwan at all, really. And maybe all I know so far is there's not a lot of coffee, but they make up for it with tea. You can get chocolate mocha tea. There's scooters fucking everywhere. And they're really into video games and anime and Japanese pop culture in general. And there's obviously a Chinese vibe, seeing as everybody speaks Chinese. Wow, it's amazing though how fast that calms down, just getting a bit away. I guess maybe it's because scooters, they don't really make a ton of noise relative to cars. So when I was right over next to them, it seemed loud, but now that they're just kind of on the other side of a park, I can't hear them at all, really. Wow, that's kind of cool. It's neat too having the little temperature gauge right in my room, because I've been finding this a lot pretty much the whole time I've been in Asia, well, at least especially in Korea and here in Taiwan, that looking up weather online, it's just not, it's just rarely seems accurate. It's really kind of all over the place. It seems to tend toward exaggerating the heat. Having a little temperature gauge right in my room is kind of cool. So yeah, previously it went up to 33 and then back down to 32 Celsius. Today it did in fact get up to 34 and I was like, oh geez, 34, that's starting to feel pretty bad. But then it went back down to 33. And it's like, but I'm just kind of stuck in this little limbo in a way. Because if we really did have a heat wave hit, if it got up to like 36, God forbid 37, then I would just amble downstairs, pay the guy for turning on the air conditioner. I really would have no choice. It would be like dangerous not to. But I'm right on the edge. I'm right on the cusp where it's like, I probably just should do it. It's like $4. Like, who cares? It's not like I've been doing this every day. I guess if I turned on the air conditioning every day when I'm here for 2 weeks, maybe that would be like, geez, I kind of did add on a fair amount of cost to my Airbnb. But I haven't used it at all yet. I've easily earned a day. And I'm sure I'd be more comfortable if I just went and did it. But I'm still right on that lip where I'm like, yeah, but do I really need to? Is it really that hot? Oh, some actual bicycles. Oh, I see. It's like kids. It's like one growing up and a bunch of kids taking some kids on a bicycle excursion. Yeah, bicycles though, definitely fairly uncommon. Not that many bicycles in the city proper. But yeah, I'm actually a little surprised how well I've been dealing with the heat and the humidity. Everyone's always like, oh God, you can't come to Asia in the summertime. You can't deal with the humidity. It's insane. Blah, 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 blah. But I think it just helps that I'm just skinny as fuck. I really think that helps. But I just kind of didn't expect it because I grew up in Canada and I prefer it to be cold. I love cold weather. But I mean, I wear a lot of layers in the winter. But yeah, I can handle the heat way better than I expected I'd be able to. All right, I guess I've obviously, the park I was at that split me off from the scooters has obviously ended. I'm back in Scooterville. So perhaps this would be a good time to shut the fuck up. All right, I moved back into the interior of the city, away from the river. Stopped at a 7-Eleven, bought some water, got a nice coconut popsicle. Oh yeah, High Life, by the way, does seem to be the third brand of convenience store, but I stopped in one the other day and all I bought was a big bottle of water. So as for how it actually stacks up, I have no idea yet. But yeah, I've started to see them around. It's like a distant third for every pair of 7-Eleven and Family Mart. I mean, it seems like there's like easily 15 of each. And then you'll see a High Life. But yeah, then I saw a little street market and I was like, let me just wander in there. And yeah, just again being under an awning makes such a difference. Or this shopping street, had like it's like the Japanese shopping streets where it has a roof over top. Man, it really cuts out the intense terribleness of the summer heat. Just really makes it seem not that bad. But I realized something. I just turned onto this little shopping street and I was walking down it and I just realized how super comfortable it felt. And that made me realize something, because this is the first time I've been to a country that is culturally kind of the foundation is China. All the writing is in Chinese and the basic style is the Chinese style. I always kind of thought I was most connected to Japan, but again, only because of anime and video games, but I did grow up with them, like my whole life has been, alongside Japanese culture to some degree. So I think culturally, I do have the best grounding in Japan. But when I got to Japan, visually and the way it felt was pretty unexpected. And I was like, oh, this is delightful. Like once you're really there, it is different than you kind of imagine, or it feels different than when you just watch it on a video. And it was great, and I loved it. Where with Korea, I knew way less. In fact, the first time I remember directly coming into contact with something that I knew was a Korean neighborhood wasn't until I moved to New York, and that was when I was in my late 20s. And I lived in Flushing, and I would just walk all around. Walk to Jamaica, and I'll walk to, I think it was called White Plains? It was White something, the other way from Jamaica. And I went through a neighborhood where that's the first time I saw Korean lettering on a lot of buildings. And it was so distinct, it was very clearly not Japanese and very clearly not Chinese, although I guess those two things kind of intersect. But it was definitely its own thing. And, just the way Korean lettering looks, it's very simple compared to other Asian languages, or at least from my perspective of not being able to read it. A lot of circles, just to put it in the dumbest way, it looks like little stick men sometimes. So I looked it up and realized, that's Korean. And I always just kept that in my mind. Anytime I saw that writing, it's just so easy to identify. Ever since then, I was like, this is a Korean neighborhood. But that's like it, that's all I knew until slowly Korean dramas and K-pop and things started to creep in, Korean comic books, but very slowly, much, much less than Japan. And obviously I soaked in a lot just now, just these last 6 months living in South Korea. I hopefully absorbed a thing or two. Hopefully I understand something or other about Korea now. Where I never thought much about the China side of things, because like I said, I'd never been in a country where Chinese is the base, and I doubt I ever will go to actual China. But when I turned the corner into that market, and I just realized how instantly comfortable it felt, and I realized it just kind of feels like that pretty much everywhere. I haven't gone to any neighborhoods. There's details where I'm like, look at the scooters. It's primarily scooters. Right now I'm walking through a park toward a temple, and it's just everything just feels pretty comfortable. And that's when I realized even though culturally I know the most stuff about Japan of the Asian countries, visually and as far as architecture goes and just the general surface level visuals, it's totally China. It just suddenly hit me that, every city I've ever been to in my entire life has a Chinatown. And they're just smaller versions of this, Except like I was saying before, this one's nicer. Taipei's a very, very clean city. I've been to some bad Chinatowns in my life, man. Take the Chinatown bus from Manhattan, to the Chinatown in Philadelphia, but it was the cheapest bus. Where here, I left my Airbnb and I was just walking around the corner by the Coffee Geek to go toss out my my apartment garbage in the public garbage can, which is a bit of a weird thing to do, but it's all I can do. It's what my Airbnb lady wants me to do. And it's only like, a block that I have to walk. But somebody dropped a plastic bag with an empty bubble tea cup in it. And that's so rare here. Super rare. Like just that general, like, oh, just toss your garbage somewhere. Just, here's a cup laying on the ground. Here's a plastic bag. Here's paper blowing around. Like, it's very rare. So I picked that shit up. I'm not generally that much of a good Samaritan. I'm not generally walking around picking up other people's garbage. I just look after my own garbage. But around here, it's like, man, they're putting their back into it. People really care that this city looks nice. I'm going to help them out. I mean, it's the least I can do since I'm using the public garbage. So let me pick up some public garbage. Add it to the fucking collection. Again, who cares? I picked up some garbage. I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm Mr. Pick Up the Garbage guy. It's just that I wouldn't do that. Like, a city really needs to be pretty fucking clean for me to start having those thoughts of like, but I guess that's what's so interesting about litter theory in general. And Canada's pretty good about not littering, but not as good as it should be. I still know a lot of people who just litter right in front of me. And I'm just like, ugh. Not all Canadians are tip-top. I really try hard not to litter, though, myself. But it's like a herd immunity thing. It's like, if nobody cares, then nobody cares, Just take as an example, every city in America that I've ever been to. Every East Coast city, to be fair, I guess. It's just all fucked up. Take Seoul, it's all fucked up. If nobody cares, then nobody cares. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh, there's one of the endlessly beeping buses. How nice. But yeah, then you get to, just Japan in general. And apparently, Taipei, possibly all of Taiwan, but at least Taipei. And it's the other side of the coin. It's as long as everyone is caring about picking up garbage, then everyone is caring about picking up garbage, I mean, now that I'm saying it, now I'm like, my eyes are like, now I'm looking around a little more carefully. And it's like, yeah, if you want to nitpick, like, okay, here's a little plastic wrapper for a straw. Here's a little, a little receipt or whatever. There's little things. There's a cigarette butt. But it's so, like, to me, oh, it's just somebody making tea on the street. To me, this counts as zero garbage. Like, this is really as close as you can get when you've got a city full of people. Like, there's always going to be somebody who litters. This is so little that to me this counts. Like, this scans as just like perfect. I would give this like A+, 10 out of 10 grade. And I wanna participate. I wanna help you pick up your garbage. But yeah, not just architecturally and style-wise, but also just the street I was just walking down a second ago. Just walking by any kind of store and just seeing whatever like random miscellaneous stuff that they sell. I mean, I don't know what everything is. In fact, I don't know what most things are. But I don't really see stuff that I'm like, oh, but I've never seen that ever. Like, I don't know, I just walked by a place that was just selling like little, it's like a little 6-pack of like little jelly things. They're all different colors and probably different flavors, and I think they're for kids. And they just come in like a little flat cup with a little plastic film on top, and you probably eat them with a little spoon. I don't know, like, I've never had it before, but I've seen that before at a bunch of different Chinatowns in a bunch of different cities, I don't know, I just didn't realize how much surface level China knowledge was in my brain. And yeah, it suddenly just occurred to me, like, yeah, not only is there a bunch, there's probably more, by a lot, than any other culture besides North America, Like, it just feels so super duper normal. Where, like I said, with Japan, I thought I knew quite a bit about Japan, but Japan didn't feel normal. That's not the right word. It felt comfortable. It felt exciting. It felt neat, but it still wasn't like, it didn't feel like something I had experienced before. Because whatever I had experienced through anime and manga and video games, it's like not enough. That's not the real experience. Where I have had this real experience before, for sure. Many times in smaller forms all around the world. I don't know, I think that's interesting, that's neat. That had never occurred to me till just now. Oh, here's the little street market street where I bought that fan. That fan has been saving my life, man. Saving my fucking life. I still have. It's kind of remarkable because I was so worried about deodorant. I still have not used up my Canadian deodorant. It's shocking to me. I mean, there was just a lot more of it left than I thought. So I haven't even needed to use the Korean deodorant that I super overpaid for. I've just been carrying it along with me. There was literally no need for me to buy it, it turns out. Very surprising. But somebody's just selling deodorant here on one of the tables. That could have been another salvation. What if I had never found that deodorant at the E-Mart in Korea? Right about now, I'd probably be worrying about my deodorant situation, and I would have saw that and I would have said, fuck yeah, hook me up with that. But instead I have $20 worth of deodorant and just sitting in my bag back at the place, at the Airbnb. That's what was fun too about buying that fan in a way. I super duper needed a fan or I was gonna die. But yeah, it's like hard for me to buy stuff. It's very rare because I don't have room for it, you know? What am I gonna do with the stuff that I buy? So I'm like walking along and there's all these just things laid out on little blankets and stuff, and it's like, like so much interesting stuff, but I can't buy it. I literally just can't. Because I can't do anything with it. Wow, laptops. That could be handy. I was thinking about that, especially with the heat. My laptops ain't doing so good. They overheat like crazy. I should get a fan for the laptop, actually. I'm really worried that something's gonna melt in one of my laptops before long, and its time on this earth is limited. But then I'm like, now, then what do I do? Where do I even get a laptop? Maybe I could literally just come here and buy a shitty netbook or something off the fucking street just to get me by. That would be kind of cool. Oh man, they have one of those little like you flip it up like a clamshell and it's got a little keyboard. I used to love shit like that. I wrote an entire book on a smartphone that had a slide out keyboard, like the physical keyboard, because that's kind of a rare thing. You don't see all that often. But yeah, I wrote this book about the video game The Last of Us that you can get for free at keithcourage.com if you're curious. But I wrote that whole book with my thumbs, just pressing with my thumbs on a physical keyboard, and I didn't realize you're not supposed to do that. That's for like light texting. You're not supposed to write a whole book. I started developing pain in my thumbs that would not go away, no matter what stretches and techniques I tried to use. Then I just stopped. I just stopped typing with my thumbs, and everything was fine. Now I just type on a touch screen. I miss the buttons. The buttons are better. Touchscreens are a pain in the butt, but you just can't do that shit. Oh, little MP3 players and just random smartphones. Like there's so much stuff that theoretically, if my phones break, if my laptop breaks, just whatever, if I just need to come get something to bridge the gap, there's so much stuff, but unfortunately, as it stands right now, there's just nothing that I need. It's too bad. Buying stuff is fun, especially when you don't understand the money quite right yet and you overpay for your fan because it's just like whatever, it doesn't feel real. But oh, this guy's got random vitamins and stuff, not in boxes. Yeah, that might be a step too far, but this is good to know. Just if I do need kind of anything, from just a pair of socks all the way up to a laptop, this fucking street, man. This street has got it all. Wow, this one guy has like 20 phones. Samsungs and stuff. Yeah, it's just good to know. Man, though, of all the stuff, you know, X-Acto knives and scissors and glue and beads, like all kinds of useful stuff. But of all the stuff on this street, if I have to vote for the one item that will never be sold, that'll just sit on one of these fucking blankets forever, it's a bootleg DVD of Robin Hood Men in Tights. Who in the fuck is ever gonna buy that? No offense, Carrie Elways. No one is buying that ever. No human being. How are we up to 8 billion yet? We're definitely up to 7. No human being on this earth wants a bootleg DVD of Robin Hood Men in Tights. Not one. Not fucking one. Man, it's so nice to go into the convenience store and just buy whatever, and it's just good. I feel like I could just go in like with a blindfold on and reach around randomly and get stuff that I would like. Like I'm literally just sitting here in my little Airbnb room and it's dark, and I had a couple of bread things, and they weren't like chilled or in like a cold section of the convenience store. I think they're basically non-perishable. I'm sure I could probably save them till the morning, but I was like, if I'm gonna eat something, I should maybe eat those tonight. You know, I don't have a fridge or anything. Let's just be on the safe side. Let's eat these bad boys. And it's like, I don't even know what they are. I'm just opening these packages in the dark, and one of them was just bread with like peanut butter. I think they had a jam one too, and I was thinking if I bought them both, that actually could be all right. And then this other bread thing is like, I don't even know what it is. I'm just eating it, and it's just like, yum, yum. It's so good. So then I had to hold it up to the light. California cranberry cheese bread. Does that sound fucking delicious or what? And it is, man. It's really fucking good. So yeah, maybe I won't yammer too much now because my mouth probably sounds gross. Sounds like I'm eating. I found out, by the way, because I was at that station, Ximen. Suddenly it occurred to me, because I keep saying I don't know where I am in town. I don't know enough about Taipei. I don't know where anything is. I was like, wait, well, that's probably it then, right? And I saw a park that had that name, and I looked it up, and I believe, you know, I would pronounce that Ximending, but I think it's Ximending. But of course, if I'm wrong, you know, probably I'm wrong, But yeah, then I went on Google Maps and just zoomed in just to double check, and it's like, yeah, there it is, Ximending. And it's just funny because I could have done that at any time. I had the answer in my pocket every second of the day. It didn't need to take several days to figure this out, but it's just more fun. It's more fun to figure it out through context clues and station names and park names and start to piece things together. Maybe I would have looked at that name and it wouldn't even have stuck in my mind, you know? But because I've seen it places, I'm like, oh, that's where I am. So then I looked it up because I wanted to see the pronunciation. And yeah, the first thing I saw is many people consider this the Harajuku/Shinjuku of Taipei. And it's like, fucking right on. No wonder I like it so much. That's fucking cool. I mean, I don't know about the Harajuku part. I feel like that's not accurate. Because all the clothing stores here are just corporate clothing stores. But whatever, cool Japanese type place. So the fact that I just ended up here by accident in my first Airbnb, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Ximending, that's where I am. But yeah, I just thought that was so funny that I'm just literally in the dark. I'm just reaching at my pile of stuff on my little side table, like, what's this? Just put it in my mouth. Yeah, put it in my mouth. If I did this in South Korea, if I just bought random items and then ate them in the dark, I just think that's a recipe for a very odd time. Maybe not a bad time, but maybe a bad time. Where here, yeah, it's way more the Japan feeling of, you know, particularly with sort of the sweeter type stuff, the more dessert type items, you can just, it's so good. It's all so good. Holy sweet fuck. So I've definitely said recently, maybe even in this very episode, like, oh, I don't know if summer is really all that bad in Asia. Oh, the horrible August and the humidity, yada yada. I'm handling it just fine. I'm a wee skinny man. I think immediately I'm needing to take this shit back. So it's August 2nd now, and I mean, the humidity's actually not that bad. I don't know, again, I'm just trying to learn how this stuff works. I could be totally wrong, but the fact that it's been a little overcast lately, even just semi-overcast, I think went a long way, even if it did sort of make the environment more humid in general. Just anything to block direct sunlight goes a long way. Because today it's just pure sun, so it's not really very humid. It's just straight up baking heat, and it's nuts. I don't think I've felt heat like this at all on this trip yet. Even those really hot days in Jeju, I don't know, something is different today, where there's a lot of awnings and a lot of shade in Taipei, but as soon as I step out from the shade, like the fucking second the sun hits my skin, I just feel like danger alarm bells going off in my head. Like, it's not like, oh, a sneaky sunburn that I didn't realize was building up or anything like that. It's like instantly, and I'm wearing suntan lotion today, instantly my skin starts to hurt. It fucking hurts from the sun, and it's like, holy shit, this is dangerous. Because I was kind of thinking like, maybe I should just like explore out a little farther. Like, it's cool that I'm in this Ximending neighborhood, which is the super cool, you know, Akihabara feeling neighborhood. I'm fine staying in this neighborhood. But I thought, you know, maybe I should explore out a little, even if there's not anything out there, even if I just go out into some residential areas. It could be kind of cool just to trek out and then take a subway back. I haven't gone far enough to need a subway since the first day I arrived from the airport. But right away, it's like, no fucking way. No fucking way. This sun is death sun. This is dangerous. And then it's a dumb thing, but I have these little plastic forks that I bought from Daiso in South Korea. And I like to use them when I eat fast food, so I don't have to get it all over my hands. Little teeny tiny baby forks. And I've become a pretty big fan of the squid burger and the taro bubble tea McFlurry. So I went to McDonald's again. I used up my last little fork. So just out of curiosity, because there's a lot of Japanese stuff in Taiwan, I even found a Don Quixote today. Although they call it like Don Dory, I think. But it's the little penguin mascot. And Don Quixote is just a general store in Japan, but it's always like massive, you know, it's always many floors of stuff. And this one was no different. It was like 3 floors big. So it's like too big. I couldn't find shit. I walked through it. They had like sashimi for a pretty good deal. It's like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, basically it does have everything that you need, but you got to figure out where it is. So I didn't buy anything there. But I thought, since there's so many Japanese brands around, what if they had Daiso? Let me do a little check. And they don't have a ton of Daisos, but there are some around. So I thought, hey, maybe I'll just go to the nearest Daiso. It's not that far, but even that's too far. If it's like a 10 or 15 minute walk, and I'm, you know, mostly gonna be under the shade of these awnings, but you know, you can't be under an awning all the time. I was like, I don't even think I can do that. I think I just need to go home today. I think this is fucking crazy. So I take it back. I take it all back. July, August, yeah, this shit's insane. I think I only got away with the July weather because it just happened to be kind of overcast. It bought me some time. Now I'm feeling the real pain, and it's like, yeah, this is fucked, dude. You should not be outside in this. This is like, you know, I was doing the Ole Trail at a bad time of year, and like that last time I went up Gunsan, I legitimately felt kind of queasy. It was getting hot. But yeah, this is the kind of hot. I just wouldn't have done it. I would have stopped. This is dangerous. This shit is fucked. So yeah, I hope you didn't take any of my previous advice to heart, because it was all wrong. The summer is insane. So maybe this also helps explain why, as of now, this Airbnb and my next Airbnb, even though they're like nice and cheap, nice and simple, 20 bucks a day, the kind of thing I love to get, but that, you know, usually people book quite far in advance. I think this could be why they're still available. This truly is not the time to come visit Asia. This shit is nuts. I mean, I'm already here, so whatever, you know, I'm just stretching things out since last fall, you know. But yeah, you would never spend thousands of dollars to fly around the world for this if you could come at a different time of year and not be burned to a crisp. It's really hot. But hey, like I said, I mean, I'm already here and I like it here and I'm having a good time. I'm not complaining. Fuck it, heat's heat. It's just how it is. But yeah, if you only had a limited window, if you could only visit for a week or two, it definitely makes sense that this is not when you would want to come. Oh, look at this, Sarang Coffee and Flower. Flower shop that sells coffee. Oh, and they have a South Korean flag in the window. I was just about to say, like, now that my mind is kind of primed to think of coffee as not popular in Taiwan, I am noticing it a bit more. You know, it's popping up a little more here and there. But it is still generally true. But yeah, I guess it makes sense that a Korean shop, the greatest lovers of coffee arguably on the earth, besides maybe just United States, it makes sense that they would have coffee. But yeah, last night I just turned on the air conditioner just enough to kind of keep things under 30 degrees. I got it all the way down to 26 once. And then it's remarkable though, you turn off the air conditioner, how fast the heat goes up, 27, 28, 29. But then it stopped at 29. And I think it edged up to 30 by the time I went to bed, but that's fine. At least it wasn't 34, you know. It did help a lot. Now it's over. Now all of this like, oh, gotta pay for air conditioning. I wonder if I can not pay for air conditioning. Oh, let's just pay attention to every little penny. This is interesting. Once it hits heat like this, it's like, yeah, okay, never mind. Never mind. You know, what am I even? It like knocks some sense into a person of like, who gives a shit about any of this? Just pay for the fucking air conditioning. But let's end with a little Taiwan factoid that you might already know. It's probably pretty common knowledge. But I learned something that ties in with the coffee culture, or I should say the tea culture around here. Because maybe it's not lack of coffee, you know, maybe that's not even the right way to describe it. It is the prevalence of tea. Like today, just to change it up, I got lemon iced tea, whatever, some kind of tea at McDonald's instead of a coffee. It's like, yeah, why am I getting coffee around here? These people ain't into coffee. Coffee's not their thing. And it turns out bubble tea, you know, just the like sweet, almost milkshakey tea that has tapioca bubbles or beads, I don't know what you call them, that have been, how does it work? It's like they're like marinated or whatever. They're soaked in black tea maybe? Anyway, bubble tea was invented in Taiwan. It came from here. So that lines up. That makes sense. Why there's a lot of tea stuff everywhere. And in fact, probably a shit ton of bubble tea. I just haven't really noticed. I see all the stores as tea stores. But I bet every tea store, or most of them, have bubble tea as well. So that's cool. That's a neat thing. It's one of those things like I know I vaguely heard that somewhere in my life, or like I had heard of the origins of bubble tea. But it just never stuck in my mind because yeah, that's what's so nice about traveling. Even if all I learn is just random, pointless stuff, it really sticks in your mind so much easier when like now when I think Taiwan in my mind, instead of thinking nothing, like, I don't know, country in Asia that sometimes you get stuff that says made in Taiwan. Now I actually have a place, you know, I have visuals, I have information that is attached to my brain. And bubble tea, yeah, that was one of those things I had never heard of till I moved to Vancouver in the mid-2000s. It had not made its way to East Coast Canada at all. And then I got to Vancouver and I was like, why is this so popular? Bubble tea, it's everywhere. And I tried it and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good, but it's like crazy popular. And that hasn't really abated. It's still just crazy popular all around the world. So now I can finally combine all these things together into a cohesive package of information that I will actually remember. So that's nice. Taiwan, birthplace of bubble tea. I just got a guy walking by smoking. Gave a nice side eye to my my recorder. This thing really is so great though to walk around with, because like that happens fairly often, you know, people glance at it, but it's just a world of difference from recording video. It really must be tough to be a vlogger. I mean, I think the world is more and more used to it, but you just have to get used to the idea that you're the person with your phone on a selfie stick and you're just walking around filming everybody, and you just gotta do that. You just gotta do it till it's not weird anymore. But it's just kind of neat with this audio recorder. Like, people definitely know it's something. Maybe they even know that it is audio. It's probably not that hard to figure out. But it's nice because you can just feel the vibe that no one is bothered. I'm sure I've said this before in Japan, but yeah, it's like people are curious, but you don't at all get that vibe of like, you're invading my space, what are you doing? I have filmed a small amount of video in my life, and it's a million times more awkward. It's way more invasive. Obviously, there's a lot of value to it because you'd get to see all this stuff right now. But yeah, good old audio, man. You can just slink around and just be one with the city, and nobody doesn't get in anybody's way. Nobody really cares. I love it. Oh yeah, I also just buying a bottle of water. I kind of messed up because, I mean, just for a second, it's not a big deal, but it doesn't make any sense, but for some reason in North America, in both Canada and America, the 5-cent piece is bigger than the 10-cent piece. So in my mind, you know, the smaller one is worth more, the bigger one's worth less. And I did that here, except here the 10 is bigger and the 5 is smaller. So I just handed the guy change that wasn't right. He had to explain to me, like, this is not enough money. And I was like, oh, fuck, of course. Because why? Why would the 10-cent one be smaller? I just gave him 5s when I meant to give him 10s. So that's not at all a commentary on Taiwan. That's that's a long time coming commentary on North America. What the hell, North America? Who the fuck decided that? How does that make any sense? I wish I could go back in time and be like, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna guess America did it first and Canada probably, we just piggybacked. Because there's virtually zero chance that America would try to copy Canada. It's just not how it works. They're the big brother, they're the dominant society. And like, why the fuck? Why would you ever think that that was the sensible thing to do? Why would you ever make the 5-cent coin physically larger than the 10-cent? All right, I'm just obviously rambling. Jesus Christ, it's hot out. So I've been hearing that on and off ever since I first got to Taipei, and I still don't know what it is for. I don't know what that jingle represents. Nor do I remember the name of that song. You know, it's one of those super famous songs that you suddenly realize you don't know the name of. Anyway, it's nighttime now, and this has actually been kind of handy because I haven't really gone out at night much. Mostly I buy some snacky snacks and I just kind of huddle away inside, and that's that. But since I had to go downstairs to pay for my air conditioning today, and the place downstairs doesn't open till 9 at night, it's a good excuse. Like, hey, I'm already up and about because, you know, I got to put on new clothes and switch from my house slippers into my boots. It's a whole to-do. You can't just get up and walk out the door. Got to get all dressed up. So yeah, I mostly don't bother, but this is nice, man. It's nice to be out here at night. No sun anywhere, nice and dark, walk around. But then I hopped in a 7-Eleven, grabbed a little rice ball thing that was delicious, grabbed some melon bread that was delicious, grabbed some yogurt drink that was delicious, And then as I stepped out of the air-conditioned 7-Eleven, because, you know, I had the air conditioner on a little bit in my room, but again, just a bit, just enough to take away the edge. Not properly. I stepped out of that air-conditioned 7-Eleven into the Taipei night air, the August night air, and I was like, oh, fuck, this isn't nice. This isn't even close to nice. This still sucks. I mean, you know, it's awesome. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's just so hot. It is way better than today, you know. It's obviously not that feeling I had earlier today of like danger, of like I legitimately shouldn't be out here. You could die, like it's the desert. But it's just like, fuck, this is full on warm. This is like you're just standing in front of a heater and it's just blowing heat in your face. It is so warm out. And yeah, it's just like, man, even if I only, I don't know how long I'll walk around, you know, probably an hour or so, head on home. But there's just no way. Like, this is one of these things. Basically, I've got my clothing all figured out that in 2 days, I have to go do laundry. I'll be all out. No more options. But now that I've gone out a second time today and worn a second pair of clothes, like even if I only have these on for an hour, I feel like I think I've expended these clothes, man. I think it would be fucking crazy to wear these again. However, maybe, I mean, I certainly can't wear these clothes tomorrow. I just can't. But maybe I could wear these clothes to the laundromat. You know? It's like 2 blocks away from my Airbnb. All I gotta do is go there, put my clothes in some machines. I won't be talking to anyone. I won't be dealing with any people. If there's ever a circumstance that I could maybe get away with wearing these clothes again, that's it. But it's still pretty sus, man. Like, I mean, the fact that I've been outside for like 20 minutes and I just already feel like I've been swimming through a sauna. It's fucking insane, man. It's fucking insane. But anyway, I just kind of thought I'd mention that. It's kind of nice that I got jostled into getting up and going out and walking around at night. Because nighttime is so pretty. Everywhere. Night's just good. Night's a good time as long as you're not in the woods or on a mountain. But yeah, the heat. Wowzers. It's like God is blowing his hair dryer at the earth. It's like, man. This is that kind of heat that just doesn't go away. You know, when they have like heat warnings that say, don't expect nighttime to save you. Don't expect the sun going down to stop this heat from murderizing you. And you know, it's not like this never happens in Canada. It can happen. But I mean, for like a few days or something. Not just forever and always, over and over. Days and weeks and weeks and weeks. Wow, I made it to the, I was kind of walking in this general direction just to see if I could make it here without checking my map or anything. The street with all the market stuff, or like where they lay out tables and blankets and just sell stuff. And I made it, but at night they open it up for the traffic. Can't buy stuff here at night. There is a drink machine, but it's still the awkward, because like there's not that many coin-based drink machines. But this is still that awkward situation where the fucking drink machine is over by where the ladies sell lady time. And I can't go over there just to buy a fucking bottle of water. Sorry, ladies. I'm just here to put 15 cents in this machine for water. Oh, there's a 7-Eleven. Yeah, just fucking go to 7-Eleven. I don't know why I don't think to buy I should just buy a bottle of water everywhere I go, every time. What do I think this little bottle of yogurt drink was gonna do? I need like a Ghostbusters backpack full of water. Anyway, that's cool though. I navigated here. All by myself. And what is this? It's the station, right? If I do get to the point where I'm able to just go walk and then just take trains back, I realized like, oh yeah, instead of going to Main Station, I could go to Ximending Station. It's, I think, closer and cooler. Closer to the cool neighborhood. What is this station? It just says MRT station. It doesn't say the name. MRT station, shopping mall, Wanhua District, Longshan Temple Underground Shopping Bazaar. All right, so whatever MRT station connects to the Longshan Temple Underground Shopping Bazaar. Anyway, nighttime superheat update. But yeah, this has gotten to be a bit of a long episode. And it does feel a little weird. I mean, it's, I guess, just what has to happen when you first get to a place. You just got to slowly get to know it. But yeah, it's not like, oh, I'm heading to this place, or I'm going to go try to hike up this mountain, or I'm going to go investigate this thing. Nope, it's just, I'm just going to walk around, see what the fuck I see. But all right, that's the end for sure. That's the end for sure. No more. No more of this episode. I'll see you next episode. Okay. Thank you for listening. Adios.